From the Convergence Studio in the School of Communication, this is Loyola News Chicago.
It's just 2 weeks until the Dalai Lama arrives on campus and preparations are well underway. The Tibet Center and the university are hosting a Tibetan monk, Lama Nawung Chukchuk, for a week. He is in the Norville Center working on a sand mandala. The art of creating a sand mandala promotes enlightenment and compassion in Buddhist culture. The sand is shaped like a bird's eye view of a temple. The monk does this with metal and wooden tools, and a filmmaker documenting his work says it takes a lot of patience.
They do different designs. In fact, the Buddha of Compassion design is something that they will do in public. Most of the designs are done in private and as just personal meditations for the monks.
You can see the sand mandala throughout its construction and until the Dalai Lama visits on April 26th. After the Dalai Lama speaks, Lama Nawung will lead a walking ceremony to pour the sand into Lake Michigan. The sand mandala construction is meant to symbolize that all things are impermanent. Loyola has 5 professors named in the Princeton Review's new book, The Best 300 Professors. Among them are Connie Fletcher from journalism, Kathleen Adams of anthropology, John Janiga from accounting, Brian Lavelle from classics, and Jacqueline Scott of philosophy. The book features professors from 122 universities across the country and is divided into 60 academic fields. Professor Fletcher is in her 30th year teaching journalism to undergraduates. Princeton Review used ratings and surveys from students to help from RateMyProfessor.com to pick Dr. Fletcher for the book. Students rated Professor Fletcher highly for her teaching ability and accessibility. But Dr. Fletcher says those criteria are common to find at Loyola.
If you teach at Loyola or if you're a student at Loyola, you know there are so many great professors, so that it's not really, you know, we've just been selected. But it's being selected from really great teachers.
Loyola is the only university in Illinois to have any professors in this book. The next closest school with a featured professor is the University of Wisconsin-Madison. A new survey from the University of Illinois ranks cities based on their online interactivity, transparency, and accessibility. Chicago ranked 17th among 75 major cities in its social media savvy. The city government received praise for its open data portals, use of Foursquare to encourage tourism, and its mayoral and city clerk accounts on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Chicago didn't even finish first in Illinois. We rank second behind Naperville. The survey says Naperville has more information online about how to contact officials, the workings of government policies, and the amount of information people can access. Talking on your cell phone can actually change your brain cell activity. Scientists at the National Institute of Health are not sure whether that causes any harm, but their study shows that the human brain is so sensitive to electromagnetic radiation caused by cell phones. Other studies have linked cell phone radiation to brain cancer, but this new study does not shed any light on the subject. Scientists suggest that need for more studies, but some users are not taking any chances, using earpieces rather than placing the phone directly to the ear. The Lenten season is almost over. From Ash Wednesday until Easter Sunday, many Catholics and other Christians give up some of their favorite guilty pleasures and habits. We talked to students to see how their sacrifices went.
Give up anything, but I chose to read every night from a Lenten journal that the church gave out here, and that's going pretty well. I've been doing it just about every night.
I gave up my credit card for Lent. It was going well until I needed to take a taxi somewhere. So I had to use it, but that's the only time I've used it.
It was going pretty well. I gave up meat for actually the entire thing instead of just on Fridays, and that includes fish.
So I tried to give up swearing for Lent, which was really difficult, so I kind of amended it to I tried to give up swearing in public places in front of children.
In Eastern Orthodox churches, Lent is actually 50 days long since they do not count Saturdays or Sundays. If you're craving to cut calories, you'll want to avoid the newest item on Burger King's menu, including introducing the Bacon Sundae, available only at a handful of locations in Nashville, Tennessee. It's soft-serve vanilla ice cream with a drizzle of chocolate sauce and 2 full strips of bacon on top. The fast food chain is testing the Bacon Sundae with customers as part of a new concept menu. It's unknown whether this high-calorie treat will ever spread to stores nationwide. It's opening day for the Cubs, which means excitement is in full swing at Wrigleyville. On the corner of Addison and Clark, Cubs fans crowded the streets, eager to watch the Cubs take on the Washington Nationals. Some fans took pictures outside the ballpark with mascots, while others admired the statues of former Cubs players. The Northsiders will look to achieve a higher spot than their fifth-place slum last season. One reason to be optimistic is the team's new president of operations, Theo Epstein. The former general manager of the Red Sox will be the brains behind the Cubs' push to end 103 years without a World Series title. Cubs owner Tom Ricketts says he has never been more confident in the team's future. A few weeks ago, we told you about Michael Jordan's estate going on sale for $29 million. But if that isn't in your price range, maybe his ex-wife's condo will do. The Sun-Times reports Jordan's ex-wife, Juanita, has placed her penthouse condo on Lakeshore Drive on the market for $5 million. The penthouse takes up the entire 40th floor of the building, with a deck and solarium on the 41st floor. There are 4 bedrooms, 5.5 bathrooms, and a full view of Lake Michigan and the city. Juanita Jordan had hoped her children would move in when they grew up, but since they won't be living there, you can. A cat named Boots has escaped a death sentence. The 11-year-old cat from Berwyn was supposed to be euthanized according to the will of her owner, 76-year-old Georgia Dvorak. Dvorak died recently and stated in her will that she wanted her cat to be euthanized at the time of her death. But Fifth Third Bank was appointed to manage the will and didn't want to carry out the death sentence for the cat. A Cook County probate judge allowed the bank to find alternate arrangements for Boots.